Alright YouTube, I'm looking at this, I believe it's an '01 Yamaha Badger 80. I'm about to remove this engine out of it. I just recently made a video, actually a couple minutes ago, made a video doing the same thing for this Raptor 80 over here. The engine's here on the floor. Basically what I'm doing is pulling this motor out of the Badger. This motor is the same motor that's in the Raptor, or wasn't it? The Raptor's engine's got top end issues, which I'm going to figure out. But for right now, this motor out of the Badger's coming out, and then I'm going to swap it over to the Raptor since they're the same. And this one runs, had it started the other day. So this one's going to be pulled out and swapped over. The Raptor engine that's on the floor, the top end's going to be taken apart and figure out what's wrong with it. And that top end's going to be put on this Grizzly, which also has the same motor over there. So if you've watched my other videos, I've said before, my plan is to build the Grizzly, build the Raptor, and then probably with these Badgers, probably sell the rest of it for parts. There's some good stuff on the Badger, and I've actually have another Badger, which I've mentioned before if you watch the videos. I've got a bunch of good Badger parts that are the same on the Raptor and on the Grizzly, so I'll probably be swapping over some other stuff. Just like these rims are the same. The Raptor's rims are rusty. These are not as rusty. I know these tires aren't very good, but I've got more wheels, more tires from the other Badger. I actually had two Badgers, one Raptor, and one Grizzly. So 4 total. I'm trying to make 2 good ones. Alright, so let's talk about what I've done so far. If you go back and watch the Raptor video, it was the exact same process, basically. I haven't done that yet. Hold on, I'll do this real quick while you're here. I was trying to do everything quickly so that it wouldn't take me too long to get through it on the video. I'll pop these off. I might not even need to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to take this foot peg off so that it's not in the way. So I'm going to use a 17-inch, or I keep saying this, I said it in the last video, 17mm socket. Man, alright, well that's not going to work. Oh, let's show what's up with that. I'll just use this breaker bar on that. Hopefully this will work. In the last video I'd already done this, and you didn't have to wait for me. There we go. Alright, I don't have the air compressor on. Maybe it's not enough air in it right now. Alright, so I'll get this part of the way. And then move on to this one. Alright. So, while I'm getting these off, let me go ahead and tell you like I did in the other one. I've got a new channel that's starting up, so if you're interested in watching some racing, drag racing, or all kinds of racing, check it out. Right now there's only drag racing videos on it. The name of the new channel is Burnt Piston Racing. This is B-U-R-N-T space Piston, P-I-S-T-O-N Racing. On that channel this past weekend I uploaded about 170 videos from a drag race event I went to. So you can go watch it out. Mainly it was 4-wheelers. There was one Yamaha 4-stroke dirt bike there racing, but pretty much the rest of it was 4-wheelers. There was one side-by-side that was racing. Alright, so those were 17mm. Now I got to switch over to the 12. My goal for the other channel is to get a lot of racing videos. Possibly I'm considering getting my kids into doing racing. I might do some also. My brother's thinking about it. So maybe in the future we'll actually get into the racing ourselves. Got enough junk here. And that's where that Warrior with the KX500 motor might come in for the drag racing. But alright, so this is was 12mm on the end, 17 on the end, just like the Raptor. But yeah, also my it's all rusted. Maybe that's why these were all rusted. Maybe the rust in that bolt. My other goal is to get up in the pits at some races and interview some of the drivers and check out their bikes and stuff. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to feel about that yet. I haven't tried it. they might not like someone coming in and videotaping their secrets and what all they've done. But you never know. Some people might be willing to show off their work. Because there's a lot of, at the races we went to on Saturday, there was a ton of custom bikes. You had four-wheelers with street bike engines. You had all kinds of stuff. It was pretty neat. All right, so before the video turned on, I took the carburetor off, so that's out of the way. It's sitting over there by the Raptor. I disconnected, because I had to do this in the last video. I disconnected the wire from the starter up to the solenoid. It was a 10mm nut right there. I disconnected these two wires just like I did in the other video, so those are out of the way. They're coming from the stator on this side. I have loosened up the pins, the two bolts going through the motor mounts. I've also loosened up the there's a clamp going around the shaft at the bottom of the motor with a Phillips head screwdriver. And I've also used a 10mm wrench. I undid the two nuts. Here we go. I should actually put this back on. The two nuts from the exhaust, where the header goes into the engine. Like I said, they're 10mm. And then in the back, at the end of the muffler, there's two more bolts that go on down there. Those are 12mm, and they hold the muffler in place. So right now, the only three things that are holding the motor in are the two motor mounts, and then where the shaft plugs in. So I'm going to get these two, and I've already loosened pretty much everything up. I'm going to go ahead and take these 12mm nuts off. The other one was actually really difficult to get off. I'm not sure if it was cross-threaded or what, but those two nuts are off. Here's the top one, and there's the bottom one. This time, in this video, I'm going to drive out the bottom one. The last video, I drove out the top one first. So let's see if it makes any difference. What happened, it wasn't a big deal, but a lot of the weight was put down, so it was kind of hard to get them out. So let's see if it makes any difference by doing the top one last. So using a Phillips head screwdriver, I'm going to put it on the end of the bolt. Make sure you don't mess up the threads. So it stays right in the middle. I'm just going to tap it. Pretty much that one came out pretty easy. So I guess we'll see. I won't say anything yet. I'll wait until see how the other one comes out. Alright, well I said that. It's not out yet. Wiggle right around until it comes out. Maybe not. Alright, so that one's, there we go. Oh man. Alright. That was, actually that might have been a little bit more difficult than the other way. We'll see. It started out pretty good, but then it got to the end where it did not want to come out. Alright. Nuts and bolts on this one. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now we're going to get the top. Same thing, just put this right in the middle, make sure it's not touching the threads. Alright, that's pretty much out. I'm just going to lift up on the motor. Alright, that came right out. Alright, so if it's like the Raptor, hopefully I can just pull forward on the motor, and the boot will slip off the shaft and the motor will come right on out. Alright, what I'm going to do, the boot hasn't slipped off yet. This thing still feels tight, so maybe I didn't loosen it as much. don't know, it's moving like it's loose. Alright, let me, there we go. Alright, now, spark plug wire. Similar to the last one, using a 5mm Allen wrench socket. The ground is still hooked up, and that ground goes to the starter, or the bracket right here at the starter. Alright, so the ground's out. That bolts back in. Alright, let me see. Still don't know if the boot's all the way. Yeah, the boot's off. Alright, so the motor comes right on out. There we go. Alright. Alright. And that's it. Empty Badger. Thanks for watching Big Dreams Garage. What I'm going to do now is, so that other people that were watching the Raptor video that might not have watched this one, so they can see the comparison in the motors, I'm going to make a video of just the comparisons. So, thanks for watching, and see you next time.